Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a Strv S1. It's a Swedish Tier 8 premium tank destroyer, and it's located on the south spawn of Siegfried Line. And the name of the commander is Major Nuisance. Now, as many of you know, Major Nuisance is one of my alter egos. It's another of my replays, and I did it this evening after doing a whole batch of videos and after getting some of my boosters from Gamescom. Okay, battle started. Now, it carries a 10.5 centimeter gun fixed into the actual tank, so it's fixed firing, but this is a prototype of the Wedge, the Swedish tank destroyer, the flat pack as some call it. The aiming gun is aimed using the suspension, and it means that the driver can accurately aim the gun at the target. It means you've got a smaller crew and you can drive backwards as fast as you can drive forwards. And I've gone straight into siege mode to look for enemies. We've got an LTTB who's rushing forwards into the enemy territory, and he stopped at the hill in the back area. He's now in grid square B0, which is quite a long way forward, and at this point I thought about actually moving forward to support him, but no, my thought got the better of me. I said, well, no, I should be here. He should not be there, because I can see there's an enemy tank just ahead behind that building, a Wizzy 131, and he's taking fire, but he's quite dangerous. If I move past there, he'll spot me straight away. And the LTTB is making a skirt round the back of the map, and I knocked that tree over, which is a bit of a bad move really. There is an Arty on the enemy team, but he didn't spot it. I'm in the back. It's a Batchat 155. It's the single shot version of the Batchat, and I'm looking because there's a Jagdpanther up ahead, and I'm also wondering, is that 131 going to come around the corner? So I pulled back just enough to use the push mechanic, and there's the 131, and I fire one quick round in, get 377 hit points, and there he is, and he's been killed. But I was spotted, so I come out of siege mode and pulled back just in case the Batchat decides to give me a quick shot. I should be unspotted now, and I've gone back to siege mode. I'm expecting another enemy to come around the corner. Just check. Doesn't appear to be anybody directly ahead of me, other than that Jagdpanther spotted in grid square C9. But I can see a few tanks in the midpoint around about grid square F7. In fact, there's a lot of them meleeing around, and that T20 looks a bit dangerous, so I'm going to pull forward a bit. I see the T20. There he is. Oh, I had a shot there for a second, but I wasn't ready. He comes into view, and I take him out the game. 211 hit points. Got my first kill. Okay, that frees the rest of my team to move forward. Scores are even at the moment, but I'm going to move forward this time because I've got a Leo and an AMX 1357 for support. So if we get ahead into the enemy area, this might actually cause problems for them. And I know there's a Jagdpanther up ahead, but I can't see him just yet. And I'm hoping that, yep, there he is. Okay, now I'm going to go to siege mode quickly, see if I can get a shot on him. But I'm too close to that building, and the problem is I can't see him. So I'm coming out of siege, going ahead normally. I'm going to try and get him. I'm hoping the Leo will be able to keep his interest whilst I come up around the corner and take him out. Unfortunately, we lose the Leo. The Jagdpanther kills him. But we've got a Cromwell and the AMX 1357 moving forward at the same time. We're now down one tank. Okay, Comet's going up over the top. 1357 follows. I'm going around the corner. So, 3 tanks going after that Jagdpanther. Where is he? There he is! Okay, I'm going up the hill. I'm going to switch to siege mode. Okay, behind the wreck of the of my teammate, and I put a round into the Jagdpanther's rear just as the Comet comes up over the top. So I narrowly missed actually TKing my own tank. But I'm off to the cap because we are now 4 tanks down. The enemy is making an assault on our cap, so I'm going to put pressure on them to return. I'm going to get in the enemy's cap and start capping. And to do that, I need to build a little nest and force the enemy to try and find me. They still have an Arty, but they're not sure exactly where I might be. I think they might look at that tree being knocked down and they might consider I'm there. But I can see the Scorpion G, he's the big threat. We are now down 3 tanks. And I'm expecting that Scorpion G to try and come back and reset. He's just over the ridge line. I'm keeping an eye on which one's going to come back first. The T-20 and the Comet and the AMX 1357 are running interference. They're stopping the enemy from coming back. And as he tries to return to the cap, they are firing on them. And the enemy's now capping. But the cap's been reset at the other end because they distracted to go after the Arty. Here comes the Scorpion. And I see him put a round into him. 471. He's pulling back below the ridgeline. The Lorraine comes up, but he's behind the bunker. Okay, I'm loaded, ready to go. Can't get a shot on the Lorraine. And the cap is proceeding. I can see the Scorpion was headed to the north. So I know he's going to come from the north direction. Okay. Cap's proceeding. 27 to go. It's really pushing pressure on the enemy. Somewhere around about here they're going to come out. So I'm pulling back. There's the Scorpion. Finish him. 388. He's out the game. Here's the Lorraine. He's tracked. I'm loaded. Round out. Oh, 402. He's been tracked. He was tracked. But, oh, we get the T-20. Manages to get the kill. The enemy's coming back in, but it's too late. We've capped out. And even though I get hit by the Arty and the RU-251 comes in to try and kill me, 2 players, 1 against 7 enemy. 2 against 7. And here's the end of battle results confirming it. Yes, we managed to get the win, even though I got hit by Arty, even though the RU-251 turned up. It was too late. We'd capped out, we'd won. And I only got a 3rd-class tanker in that one, fire for effect, but I got the Invader. And even though the rest of our team, bar the T-20, who was very nice to survive, and even though he survived with us, it was still a victory for the minority against the majority. Win 8 for that battle was 2970. So it just shows sometimes it is worth capping. If you try the kill all mentality, you can come a cropper. And it did happen in this game. The other team, the enemy team, left their cap to go after the Arty. And as a result, they couldn't get back into the cap quickly enough, and they then had an urgency to try and get rid of us in the north, and it failed for them. It failed miserably. So let's have a look at the team scores, see where we stand. Well, actually, I didn't get the highest damage on my team. That went to the Type 4 Heavy. He managed 3,616 hit points of damage. The highest scorer on the enemy team is an E75, 2,033. I managed 2,574 hit points of damage. And, of course, picked up that Invader. The Type 4 picked up the Cool-Headed and the High Caliber. When it came to kills, it was the AMX 1357 who got the most. He got 4 kills, and he did a very nice job, actually, of interfering and stopping the enemy from getting back to the cap. So congratulations to him and the T-20 who took out that Lorraine 40T right at the end. Without them, it wouldn't have been possible to win this game. And when it comes to base XP, again, it's the Type 4 Heavy right at the top, 843 base experience points. Then the AMX 1357 with 820, and I followed up with 617. So let's have a look at detail. I fired 7 rounds, I got 7 direct hits, and I got 7 penetrations. This shows the power of that 105mm gun. It really slices through the enemy. And if you can get an accurate shot on the enemy, yeah, it does the business. 2,574 hit points of damage, of which 1,059 were at more than 300 meters. I did receive a hit right at the end. It was a non-penetration as well. I also received a hit as a result of splash damage, and that came in from the Arty, the Batchat 155-55. I blocked damage of 240 hit points. I damaged 6 of the enemy, killed 2 of them, and I managed to get 100 capture points, and that gave me the Invader. On a premium account, I earned 76,838 credits, and after repair and ammunition resupply, and I only used standard ammo, I didn't use any premium at all, I took away 67,625 credits. This is one of the few tank destroyers, apart from Stalin's Hammer, the Su-122-44, and of course the Chinese tank destroyer, that actually make good money. So if you need credits to actually develop your tech trees, this is one of the tanks that you ought to get, because it can generate vast sums for very little effort indeed. I also received free bonds for the Invader. I also got 925 XP times 5 for the first victory of the day. This is after all Gamescom time, and I got a bonus 93 XP because this was a premium tier. Meant I took away 4,720 XP, and in fact actually my crew is still working on the second skill, so this is actually a fresh crew and a fresh STRV, but it still works, and it still works fine. So if you haven't got one, I would recommend getting one of these STRVs because they are great fun and you can earn good money from them. So if you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.